Hi, hello and welcome to the channel. Today we will be discussing about the topic performance appraisal. So why we have to consider performance appraisal is for each and every employee, when we consider their appraisal in their jobs, then only the workers will have an interest towards the job and also they will have a progression in their activities. So if we don't do the performance appraisal properly, what happens is they will not have a proper job satisfaction and there will be a loosening of jobs will be there. So we have to consider performance appraisal. Team and satisfaction towards the work. So we will be discussing about the performance appraisal, the tools, formats and interview. So what are the methods we do the performance appraisal will be discussed in detail. So it has been managerial activity of managerial staffing, which is a primary key to manage the organization. The other name of performance appraisal is evaluation. So evaluation is crucial in any sphere of life, in any education, in administration also. An organization structure forms the anatomy and the management is the physiology, and performance appraisal is the heel, Achilles, a vital organ of administration. It is also called soul and planning. So definition of performance appraisal is: appraise means estimate the value or quality. Performance appraisal is a method of evaluating the behavior of employees on the workplace, including both quantitative and qualitative aspect of job performance. The definition by Cleveland. The performance appraisal is the process of evaluating the relative worth or ability of an individual employee against the predetermined job-related performance standards per job description by Jogendrawati. So characteristics of performance appraisal is: it is a formal and systematic procedure. It requires a feedback, whether positive or negative. It is observable, measurable, and it is an evaluation, either a formative evaluation or a summative evaluation. It aids the future improvement of the employer. So purpose of performance appraisal is: the employee is based. It acts as a yardstick for promotion, to measure the job performance, to improve the shortcomings, to identify training needs, to act as a motivational force, to have a base for counseling, to have organizational control, to provide feedback to the employees, to have a periodic review of the progress. So next we'll see the institutional based: to assess the organizational objectives, to measure work standards, to remove grievances of the employees, to assist in planning and evaluating human resources. So specific is to decide on promotion, to take compensation related decision, to plan training and development program, to provide performance feedback, to have a base for personal development. The concept of performance appraisal is to record the performance of each and every employee, define the expectations of the institution, measure and evaluate their activities, and provide the feedback. That is, based on their performance, the feedback is given. So next is principles of performance appraisal. It is being rated by two raters of one employee. Continuous and personal observation is done by an immediate superior. Need a separate department for the performance appraisal. The rating is conveyed to a concerned employee. Employee can understand his position. Minus point not too much highlighted, it may be hinted, and create confidence in the minds of the employees. Standard for each job should be determined. So planning of performance appraisal is: so we have to consider what is appraise, who is going to appraise the individual, why to appraise, how to appraise, and when to appraise. So approaches to performance appraisal: we have a traditional approach and modern approach. In traditional, we are most considering on the past performance, how the employee have done on their past performance, whereas in the modern approach we do a contemporary approach, that is a continuous evaluation, making decisions about the salary and perk of an employee. So these are the difference of traditional approach and the modern approaches, so we need not go in detail about that. So process of performance appraisal is: set standards and develop the criteria, communicate the standards, measure actual performance, compare actual performance against standards, taking corrective action if needed. So methods of performance appraisal is: individual method, that is confidential report, essay appraisal, critical incidents, checklist, graphic rating scales, behavior anchored rating scales, forced choice method, and management by objective. So we will see one by one in detail. Multiple person evaluation methods like ranking, paired comparison, and forced distribution, and future oriented methods like assessment centers, psychological appraisals, human resource method, 360-degree feedback, field review, and group appraisal. And other methods like appraisal interview, that is tell and sell interview, tell and listen interview, problem solving interview, and peer interview. And confidential reports used in the governmental organizations. Subordinate is observed by his immediate superior. Job and duties assessment, old and traditional method is being followed based on the need. So the advantage and disadvantages of the performance appraisals are: the advantages are appraisal makes the assessment. Assessment may be on performance or traits, help the government organization to take decisions on transfer and promotions. Some of the disadvantages like fail to give feedback for the improvement. So these are some of the disadvantages of performance appraisal. So next is forced choice method. A series of group of statements are prepared positively or negatively, under which the employees are compared. For example, whether the employee is always regular. If he is regular, we will be ticking on the most, if not least. So based on that, we will be comparing the individual and do the performance appraisal. Next is critical incident method, that is performance appraisal of an employee is done on the basis of the incidents occurred. So that is informed the superior immediately if there is any incident or accident have occurred, what the individual have done in that particular situation will be assessed for the performance appraisal. So next is process of critical incident method is review incidents, collect facts, analysis of data, determine the outcomes, and evaluate the solutions. So these all are the process of critical incident method. So next we'll see about the incidents are: refuse to cooperate with other employee, unwilling to attend further training, got angry over work or with subordinate, medication incidents, patient falls, wrong operative procedures. An essay evaluation method like describes the employee's performance, that is in essay form we will be describing about each and every employee, that is their strength and their weakness, and the entire evaluation period is described like a essay form. So instant forms also like how we write in the hospital setups, so what the individual have reacted to that incident. So next is checklist method. So the institution have a predetermined some of the checklist, and it will give a tick mark or yes or no for the individual. If he has accomplished means we will be ticking, and if he has not accomplished then into mark will be given. So graphic rating scale is linear rating scale. Printed form is used, contain the quantity and quality, best points on the continuum. So graphic rating scale same. So based on the predetermined answers, we have to evaluate the employee. So based on that, if he is having a fair work or poor work or good or excellent work, based on that the evaluation is done and performance appraisal is given. Next is management by objective, that is the manager and the employee, how they contribute towards the institutional policies, that is planning, monitoring and reviewing is done of the employee by the immediate superior, that is by the manager. Next is BARS, that is behavioral anchored rating scale. It is a very new method. It is systematically developed, and based on the behavioral actions the performance appraisal is done. So here, like for example, job roles like nurse, how they are dealing with the difficult patients. So based on the rating we are going to evaluate the individual. So next is ranking method. So in a running race, if we come first, if we are securing first place, we will be given first, second and third. No, in the same way it is a ranking method. Next is paired comparison method. So each employee is compared with other employees. For example, between Margot and Sam, Margot is better, and between Sam and Sally, Sally is better, and between Margot and Sally, Margot is better. So like that comparison is done. So next is forced distribution method is based on the forced distribution, how the individual falls under which category. Next is 360-degree feedback is the performance appraisal is done for the individual in all the manners, that is customers, peers, self and immediate management. Next is assessment centers, social, informal, events, test and exercise assignments. Human resource accounting methods like judged in terms of cost and contribution of the employees towards the institution. Next, psychological appraisal methods like in-depth interviews, psychological tests, discussions and reviews will be done for the individual. Next is field review method, like interview between rated and the immediate superior. Make detailed report based on the information. Get signed from the superior. Appraisal interview, like after evaluation of performance, arrange and performance interview. Tell and sell interview, tell and listen interview, problem solving interview. So based on the interview, how the individual answers to the particular questions in the interview, they will be given a performance appraisal and comparing with the other employees. So guidelines for performance appraisal is provide a consistent and reliable, practicable, valid information, rely on job analysis and job description, and also it aids in the job satisfaction, improving the self-esteem in the particular job. So in many of the hospitals, for the nurses, we don't have the performance appraisal, so that causes the losing of the job satisfaction for each and every nurses in the hospital. So it is very concerned that in all the hospitals, the performance appraisal should also be included for the nurses in order to have a job satisfaction, and the love towards the profession will be improved. So if you have any doubt, kindly drop down on the comment box. So if you like the video, kindly like it, share it and subscribe it.